Alrighty. Good afternoon. Sorry, not afternoon, jeez. Good evening. Welcome to the North Wilkesboro 104, brought to you by the BNR Racing Network. Let's make sure all this is right. There you go. Here's Brian, alongside me as well. Hello, Will.
Hello, Brian.
How are you, sir?
I am fairly decent.
Well, these drivers take on North Wilkesboro again. We were there Thursday, but this is round 3, race 1. So, what a good way to start off round 3. So last week was elimination race for them in the trucks. Now we start a new round. So, do we get a playoff driver to win today to punch their ticket into the Final Four, or do we get an outside?
Well, it's almost kind of hard to tell, Brian. It's almost anything could happen at this point type of thing. You almost want a surefire bet on one of the playoff contenders getting the win here tonight. But like you just said, never count out one of the non-playoff regulars. So.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna show the points here real quick. So this is going into. Never ever like to load. There you go. So this is going into round 3. Well, hello, Jaden. That's very tight. Points. Very, very tight. Well, at least between first and second. So. Then you got 3rd, 4th, and all the way down to 8th. Got their own battle. So you might as well say the first 2 kind of got themselves locked right now. So that's that. We'll go over a little race day information here. So as you see, we're at North Wilkesboro. The track temp is 120 degrees. Current weather is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 57% humidity, is partly cloudy with a 6-mile-per-hour wind. They do have 50% fuel. They do have 3 sets of tires, 165 laps, 104 miles. They get 1 quick fix and 3 attempts at a green-white checker. So that will be that. I don't know who I'm picking to win. Or who I got. Well, from what I hear, some of these guys are extremely loose. Some are tight. They do get about 73 to 74 laps of fuel. So.
Yes, I heard mixtures of tight and loose as well. I heard 65 laps to 70 and then 70 to 75. Oh, okay. You never can really trust her or believe certainly quite what some drivers may tell you. Yeah. I almost want to pick Jacob Carter, but Nick Rader looks like he's going to get the pole here this evening. So, yeah, almost want to pick Rader unless he has a slip up. But long race, 165 laps around here.
Let's just Rader real quick. Try to spice things up. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good.
Mr. Rader.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Well, you're sitting on a pole. Well, you end up tying it with Carter, so I guess that's always a good thing. How's that truck doing, and what is your plan with starting on the pole?
Stay out of the front and not overdrive it, and just kind of save the tires and be there at the end.
Right on. You got anything else for him before we send him on his way?
How big of a factor is the tire wear going to be here tonight, Nick?
It's going to play a factor, especially on new tires and old tires, and with the low tire sets and long fuel. a lot of different strategies. So it could flip-flop it and change it up throughout this race. We'll see what happens.
Well, best of luck to you, Nick. Congratulations on the pole here tonight.
Thanks.
All right. So we got that. We'll go over our starting grid. So P1, as we saw, be Nick Rader. P2 be Jacob Carter. P3 be Brandon Moore. P4 be Zach Deuscher. P5 will be Zach Rongich. P6 will be Skylar Sixton. P7 will be Ernie King. P8 will be Dion Johnson. P9 will be AJ DeMarzo. P10 will be Joe. P11 will be Philip Richmond. P12 will be Justin Steves. P13 will be Richard Johns. P14 will be Randy. P15 will be Robert. P16 will be Hunt Saker. So 16 fellow drivers here tonight. 165 laps will. As they get ready to peel off.
Yeah, 16 people, fellow drivers, competitors here tonight. Everybody but the 40 truck qualified, and everybody set their pace within a total of a second of one another. So
as you see, last round, Will.
field.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
So as you see, last round, King was out and Stipe. So they got eliminated last week. That's unfortunate, but they are still here to fight strong and compete. So nothing to less from there. Joe was doing pretty good. He had a top 10 truck in practice. Ernie was about sitting 11th, so that's good to see him up there in 7th. So we do have two fellow BNR trucks out there. Deuscher has the white hood, and Philip Richmond's got the black hood, so you can't get those two confused. So, all right, well, as the pace car will peel off here.
And it is a pretty even Steven start by the front row. Jacob Carter really looking to hang it around the outside, get that lead from that momentum. May not get it the first lap, but I think he'll lead the first lap. But oh, okay, he does get enough momentum if he wanted to go down. But that high side may look to be just Carter's strong suit at the moment. Now in the Xfinity race, we had a couple of guys just throttle it back up on corner exit, it seemed, out of turn 4. That might be a tricky spot again tonight. The whole track is tricky. North Wilkesboro, very awkward and shaped short track here.
As you see, there's Zach Deuscher in the one BNR Racing Network Toyota Tundra there. There is the caution. Oof. What this had to do with Phil. Oh. That's that.
Phil went to slam on the brakes to avoid it, and right as he did that, the truck just cranked right around on him.
Who was that out? Oh, that was. Let's go back and see what happened. Because that was with Ernie out there. Mm-hmm.
Teammates getting collected in this, possibly.
Oh yeah, from what it looks like.
Looks
here.
like it. Oh yes, indeed. Well, the 5, AJ goes low, and oh man, a little bit of neck code, but also just a little bit too close to one another at the same time. teammate on teammate crime. And by the time you actually see what's happening in front of you, you can go to avoid it or get away from it, and you become part of it, as that's what happened in Philip Bridgman's case. And wham!
And then that's when Bridgman and all them locked it up down there. The thing is with you can't really mash the brakes, because otherwise you're going to get that alter occurrence of the back end kicking out. So, and that's what happened to Phil, and that's what happened to Richard. So when you hit the brakes that hard, the back end does want to come out. So you gotta, unfortunately in that circumstance, it is just one of those things that I try to do our best, and it's hard to call it until you get a little closer, because you really don't know what goes on coming out of 4 while they're in turn 1 and 2 already. So I wonder if they will come line back up this time. I think so. Yes, they will. Let me get a drink.
And the field coming back around. Gonna get the restart here. Lap 10. Deutscher anticipating, but couldn't time it well enough. Now we will see if Raider can get a good jump on that outside like Carter did on the initial start. Raider able to hang around there on the outside of the 20, but can't seem to quite get the run that Carter did while he was out there. And this is somewhat allowing Deutscher and Moore to just stay tucked in behind these two and maybe wheel them in ever so slightly. As you can somewhat see the battles raging further on in the field, as Carter had a moment coming off a turn 2, had to catch it, get it back going straight again, and that cost him a little bit of time there to Nick Raider. Nick Raider finally got the position back along that outside. Looks like Carter may be trying to get lined back up to work that outside lane a little bit more. First 5 cars have somewhat broken away, and then we have the rest of the field back there fighting over 6 and onward.
See Ernie's Kate, Randy Koken and Dion back here for 8th. Like I said, well, there's a lot of battles going on everywhere. Oh, Dion had to take that a little wide. Ernie did slide up in there. Zach Deutscher here. Oh, nope, never mind. We're coming back here to Randy. And, oh, never mind. We're coming back up here to the front. With Zach Deutscher. And, oh, never mind. Now we're in the back. Oh, never mind. Now we're back up front again. You know what?
Oh man, Carter got a big bobble coming off of turn 4, but I think Raider did as well. They both had a moment, and Deutscher wasn't really able to capitalize. He's there,
Oh, yeah.
but can't quite do nothing at this moment.
Zach Deutscher rocking the BNR Racing Network paint scheme made by Philip Bridgman. Once again, give a huge shout out to Philip Bridgman for the banners too, for all 3 series. Appreciate him doing all that for these drivers and for the month of October. So far looking pretty good here.
Well, it's all about who can run the most consistent lap times, really, and that's kind of what you get out of North Wilkesboro. You just got to be very precise and consistent.
I agree with you, Will.
Really can't be too complacent.
I want to say you can throw a blanket over the top 5 here. Keep positive.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Deutscher had a big bobble coming off of turn 2. Yes, these guys have a good 3-second lead over the next competitor, which is Randy Coton in 6th position.
You see, it's the Zach and Zach show here again. Oof. You see Carter going up there, giving little love bumps to Raider. But there is nothing wrong with that.
Well, now Carter and Raider are slowly trying to work their way away from the rest of the field, at least from the rest of the top 5. Looks like Brandon Moore is awful tight.
Oh yeah. He can't. Oh, did he? Good save. Oh, he did. Okay, good. Carter, I think Carter does a better job arcing it on the outside of Will. He can get that runs on the outside lane. Raider is just very good on the inside. As you see there, Carter did slip up a little bit, so.
Yep, just got to be very careful and very patient getting back to the throttle, at least coming off of turn 4.
Oh,
Fierce
yes,
battling going on back here. Joe there in the 16. Unconventional line, I would have to say, but gets the job done. He's got a lot of damage on the right side. The hood's kind of buckled up, but that's
that
not
wall
really
there.
slowing. Yep. It's not slowing too much progress down.
So you got Justin Steves back there. Don't know which lane to go with. Ernie comes to a slow stall there. So they got these 4 duking it out.
Yeah, that's for 8th place. if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, he barely touched that wall. Yes, this is for 8th place. Ernie will lead this 8th position as everybody chases him down. So.
Well, the 25 and 16, that is for 10th place, as, almost thought they was about to touch there for a moment.
Oh, Justin gets a little loose there. And that black rifle coffee Halloween machine.
Philip's trying to get into the top 10. Here comes Philip. Into the picture.
Yes, and behind him is Hunsaker, and then behind him is Richard Johns. I believe Richard is just cruising, so. And then Robert Amaro is behind him. Learning track for a lot of these boys, Will.
Oh, yes, indeed. It's a very, very good track to get a lot of laps on as far as short track time on this simulation platform of iRacing.
It looks like the 16's a little tight there. So, but I see as Justin will try to get by the 16, but I think the 16 will get back by him on the outside.
Yeah, this battle's been going on for laps now, Brian. Good handful of laps.
Yeah, the more they keep doing that, Philip Richmond is going to wind up. I mean, he's getting there. So.
Yeah, he's just about a part of the battle. Tenth, 11th, and 12th, right there. And Hunsaker would make it 13th.
Back up here towards the front, Jacob Carter is getting sideways off the turn.
Wheeling and dealing it. Not let Nick Rader out of the sight, nor letting him get too far away. And Brendan Moore doing the same thing to these two. Not necessarily applying pressure or anything to that measure, just having to be there. You don't want to fall too far off the leader's pace to find yourself, a lap down or something to that measure. But eventually, if it keeps going like this rate, we'll see green flag pit stops. Eventually.
I agree with you, Will, but next week they will take on Atlanta Motor Speedway. So, or as everybody likes to call it, Atlanta Super Speedway. So, that's where they will head, and then I think Homestead is the cutoff. Let me just double check. Truck Series schedule. Yes, to be north. Right. Yeah. So the next week will be Atlanta. The week after that will be Homestead. So Homestead will be the cutoff for these drivers.
That's another tricky track.
Oh yeah. You know a lot about Homestead. I know personally it's not one of my favorite tracks. They kind of drilled it to us. Final four would be at Homestead, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Always good to have them switch it up every now and then. But well, next year we will see the Truck Series come here and the Cup Series. So that's always a good thing to bring back to Wilkesboro.
Yes, indeed. Ernest King and Deion Johnson having a good battle yet again. Their battle has picked back up a little bit. They are exchanging the 8th position, and Justin Steeves has found his way up there. Possibly Deion may have got loose on the inside of Ernest there. Not too sure, but big possibility for him to lose a good bit of track position. And I even think I see a tire mark on the inside of the 24, so Let's connect some
There could
dots.
have been a little contact there.
Yeah, just a little. It's short track racing. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, points matter from here on out to these boys. Interesting to see the strategy that does happen.
No, Brandon Moore has got past Jacob Carter. Jacob Carter slowly, I guess you could say, maybe going off the pace, or maybe he just had a bigger moment than what we have been normally seeing.
Oh yeah, lap traffic.
I can imagine.
Take a big factor.
I can imagine a track like North Wilkesboro, once you lose your momentum, it's going to take it a moment to get wound back up again. Richard Johns goes a lap down. Just probably wasn't able to catch that 20 machine one time as it jumped out from underneath him just like that. Wasn't probably ready for it, and that's probably how he lost that second position. And about to possibly lose the third position to Rongich.
See that little bobble by Carter? As the car is starting to slip from Jacob, wonder if he pushed too hard and burnt those tires up.
Rongich with a big slide going into turn one there, Brian, that lap.
Oh yeah. He's now pushing a little bit too hard now to break free from Carter.
Justin Steve still putting up a fight against Ernest in that 24 and 25 right there. 8th and 9th place, and Dion right there with them as well. I'm surprised we have not seen more of that pesky yellow flag.
Well, the field is so spread apart. Because we got a battle up here towards the front.
Yes, indeed, Brandon Moore applying pressure to the 23 of Nick Rader. As we are starting to see some green flag pit stops occurring. Rongich, Carter, Koking, Hunsaker. Nick Rader coming into the pits as well.
Oh yeah. Jacob Carter with the best pit stop out of those three who came in with a 15.3. That's the thing here, Will, when you're in the pits, never mind, Nick Rader had the best with a 14.8. It is very easy to go 2 laps down here. And as you see right
Oh,
there,
yes.
the 4 cars are 2 laps down. So
Especially where you were compared to where the leaders were or are when you start to make your way down pit road. We are getting eaten up here by these fresh tires. As Wongich and Raider are battling it out. But oh my, we're getting more teammate on teammate crime. And it seems to be literally all coming from the same team. I mean, we don't really have a lot of teams out here anyway. It's just kind of amazing how the intervals can be with old to new tires. So Zach Deutscher in the pits as Brandon Moore, Justin Steves, and Philip Bridgman, all 3 stay out. They go longer. They are going literally the distance that their truck will allow them to go as far as fuel, probably. I wonder how many more times I can say possibly or probably.
ironic. Robert and Justin have the same paint.
Same paint scheme. Indeed. I was about to say, man. I don't see no problem with it. It's kind of
See
cool.
Brandon getting swallowed up by these guys on freshies.
At least it's not the same number. That would be annoying.
Yep.
Really makes me wonder, like, how much time is Brandon losing to these fresh tires?
Oh yeah. He is probably losing a lot of time staying out this late. Sorry, this long. Oh, you see Ernie hits the apron there.
They're all right there behind him too. Brandon Moore's gonna go a lap down after he pits.
Oh, contact.
Very tight. Oh my goodness.
So Carter will be the lucky dog. Oof.
Carter probably got to go change his britches after that one too.
Yes.
Because he almost was collected in this.
A little bump from Raider, said excuse me. Was threw Brandon off. Brandon did get a little loose. Hit Wongich. Oh.
No, that's the oh my goodness. Was that? Yep, that was Robert. That is sometimes the consequence of passing someone on older tires who might have also been the race leader, but yeah, just you kind of take a risk every time you go to pass. Whenever you make an attempt to pass somebody, you're taking a risk because you're putting the trust, you're putting a lot of trust into their hands that you don't really get to control as far as their truck's behavior or their movement. Oh man. couple of hard licks there by the 21. I mean, there's not really enough time to react. You're not going to get stopped in time, even if you do slam on your brakes. The laws of motion, whenever you hit the wall on the inside, you're going to slide back up eventually into the lanes of traffic.
The Raider Carter, Brandon Moore. So that ended up, unfortunately, working out in Brandon Moore's case, but not the way that he wanted it.
Oh, of course not. You never want to be basically the cause or helping factor of the caution to bring yes. Really going to hurt wrong itch in this situation. And trying to think who else this may hurt.
Oh, yeah.
It does hurt coking Johns and Steves for sure. And Johnson.
Let's see if we talk to Philip. I know Philip was up there, P3. Give him a little holler here. Philip Richmond, you got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good. We're up here digging the paint scheme. A wild race so far with lap downs and wave arounds and all those guys trying to get back on the lead lap. But anyway, how is that number 88 Toyota BNR Racing Network truck doing out there?
It's pretty good. It's definitely tight entering, very loose exiting. It's just all throttle control for the most part.
You guys aren't coming back to green this time, are you? Yeah, you are. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Sorry. I feel bad. I forgot how short it was here. Feel bad?
Yes, super clandestine short.
Oh, wrong here. It's 4 laps down now.
Well, that is definitely an arrow to the knee. Look at Dion. Wow. Oh. Lost all of his momentum because he had to check that out the corner. That was nice.
So Philip Bridgman hanging on strong there. As Dion is in the pits.
I'm going to take a wild gander and maybe guess that he didn't mean to go down there, possibly.
I want to say that too. Yeah, I was probably... a little glitch here and there. But you see Randy getting back up there, attempting to get his lap back in that 48 machine. As it looks, Randy will be the first one, excuse me, to get his lap back. If we do see one of them crusty old yellow flags, will.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of them tonight. Unlike the Xfinity Series race where we had a few. I think we had a few. Trying to remember how many we actually had.
2.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Which isn't bad. Pretty good.
I thought there was only 3 or 4. No, there's only 2. Okay, not bad. Yep. Sometimes you just never know what you're going to get out of a short track race.
So I wonder if Carter came in to top off because he could probably make it to the end. I think that's the reason why he came down one last time. To top off while everybody else did stay up. So he relinquished that second place to top off and go to the back. But now he's got to wheel and deal his way through the back. Oh, as you see, Randy gets loose there. So Justin Steves and Richard Johns, all three of those guys are fighting to get the lucky dog if another yellow does happen. Richard Johns in that 81 Toyota Reese's Halloween truck there. Seems a little tight, not getting the correct rotation out of it. As you see there, he slides up a little bit, so he's not getting too much of the rotation that he needs.
That's exactly what it looks like as well, Brian.
Oh, we got a battle for the lead up here, Will.
Yes, we do. Brandon Moore, Nick Rader at it again. Brandon Moore really trying to dig all he can off that bottom side.
Philip is loving this because he's saying, okay, keep running side by side.
Yeah, because that caution really truly did help out that 88. He was staying out with that Brandon Moore strategy, staying out as long as he could. And, oh, excuse me. And it really worked to Bridgman's benefit as Moore gets by Rader and retakes the lead.
Brandon Moore did the extra 2-hour practice before the 25-minute practice, Will. So he had a total of about 2.5 hours of practice, Will. So he's got him, Rader, Carter, Randy, Justin, Richard. Quite a few of them boys did wrong-itch. So a lot of them actually took the time. They want to get a little better at the track to see what their cars can do and how hard they can push it. So that's why it's always good to have that little extra, especially on tracks that they're really too familiar with. So, oh, and Brandon, where are you? And there you are. Welcome back. So Brandon's setting the pace, Will, that's for sure, over Nick Rader.
Yes, indeed. Brandon Moore trying to go into another county.
As we continue back here, this is for 4th place with Zach Deusser and Jacob Carter. So Justin Steves will be the lucky dog if we get a yellow. Or Will, he could slip up and do whatever. And then Richard will be the lucky dog if those two happen to get in contact with each other, and then that lucky dog will go to Richard John. .98 laps complete of 165, Will. Oh, Justin Steves is off track, so that will give Richard Johns the extra spot for 10th. If that. Oh, you see Jacob Carter a little loose there. Skylar Sixton looking to make his way up. Richard Johns looking to take B10 away from Justin Steves. Too many battles everywhere. A lot of contact being made as Zach Deusser did hit the wall, letting Randy by, so. Well, there is a lot of bumper movement, that is for sure. It is a short track, that is what we're going to see. Oh, Richard, hang on to her. Did he hang on to her? I do believe he did.
Hunsaker is
Yes,
back in the pit lane.
Yeah, I do believe something had happened to him. Well, we go ahead and take a quick look here.
Oh,
He was off track, and he just towed it back because he did not want to ruin the race. He is a great one of our good drivers here. So As we know, he did win Saturday night at, where were we? I don't even remember. Charlotte. Thank you. As you hear all that colliding, that is them getting too high up by the wall and slapping it. But Brandon Moore has almost a 3-second lead over Raider Will.
Yep, as we just was covering different battles and the such, seeing what happened to Unsacker. I said he was going to try to go for another county, and indeed, looks like he's going to another zip code at least.
Boy, Deutscher keeps hitting that wall, Will.
Yep, this is not one of the best nights for Deutscher, that is for sure, as far as a top 3 run goes. Everybody would love to have a top 5 run, but some people or others just, their standards are a bit higher.
As you see there, Randy gets a little loose. He does collect it.
Jacob Carter trying to run down Deutscher and battle for that 4th spot. He is in between Koking and Steves there. That battle for the lucky dog recipient, if we was to have a caution occur. But Ernest King is going to be the one to go the next one to go a lap down. So this whole battle for the lucky dog recipient is about to go out the window.
As you see Philip Bridgman reeling in.
Nick Rader.
Yes, thank you. And yes, Will, you are correct. Brandon Moore is looking to put Ernie a lap down. As we get back up there to Philip Bridgman and the Nick Rader deal. Looks like Philly got a little bit of that rear end damage there, Will.
Just a tad bit. Could have occurred on one of the restarts we had.
So Hunsaker is out and AJ is out.
A couple more people end up packing it up. Robert Morrow might get a top 10.
I agree. So this is that battle for that lucky dog, and as Ernie will put the 24 A lap down, you see Nick Rader is now in the pits. Well, Will, Brandon Moore has a 5.5 second lead over Phillip.
Yes, indeed. He has a very comfortable margin over the second place man of Philip Bridgman, as Nick Rader making what we suspect to be his final pit stop of the evening. Lonich in as well.
As you see, Brandon Moore does get a little loose. He just said, go ahead there, Skyler, go ahead and take it. No harm, no foul. You see Ernest King now in the pits. Richard John's top 10 at the moment. Deutscher loves that wall, Will.
Yes, indeed. At least he knows, hey, I can't really go any further out of the track than that. Look at Nick Rader go with those fresh tires. Feel like Superman for a little bit.
Oh, Justin Steves with a little bobble there. "45 laps to go, Will." As Rongage looking to get one of his 5 laps back. Come back here, Jacob Carter and Zach Deuscher. Carter has gotten to Zach Deuscher now. I don't know if these boys can make it to the end. Well, I do believe that Carter and Deuscher, well, Carter might have to hit one more time. If I'm Carter, I would do it now. Better late than never. Richard Johns, oh, he sets himself for a top 10 finish tonight, and that's what he's looking for. Still saying Rongage is 5 laps down. So I'm not sure if he was able to clear Brandon Moore, but Jacob Carter looking to take that P3 away from Zach Deuscher. Not too sure if he can get it. Brandon Moore's just in a whole nother zip code there. Robert Amaro there. Currently 5 laps down. Oh, that will bring out the yellow. I do believe, yes it will. Yellow flag is out. I'm sure that is not what Brandon Moore wanted. Come back here. As you see, the 77 did get a little loose. Ooh, Nelly. All right. Let's see. Hurry up and
Up here and win this thing
Brandon
now.
Moore.
What's up, buddy?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Alright.
I'm sure that's not what you wanted to see.
A caution? No. Not exactly.
Exactly. You were setting the pace. You were in a whole different area code once you got that clean air. Why don't you go ahead and let these folks know watching at home how that car is in traffic and how it's handling in front without traffic.
My car is a little bit of both, loose and tight. You know, sometimes I'm pretty tight in. I'll get loose in, quarter much brake that I'm using. I'm primarily always loose off, so it's a handful out here on this concrete track. But you know, the usual.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you're sitting good P1. Maybe you get your first truck win out of the playoffs.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We'll see. Jacob and Zach both have you know, fast trucks, and you know, we'll have to fight them for it now. So we'll see if we can do it.
I mean Jacob and Phil.
Yeah, and Phil and Dusher behind him. Dusher's fast.
Yes, he is. All right, sir. Good luck.
We'll do what we can do.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Brian.
No problem, bud. Maybe I can hurry up.
Hi.
Jacob Carter.
Hi.
How are you? How's that truck doing?
It's Whitey.
How's that truck doing?
Whitey. It's Whitey.
Oh, okay. Well, you are coming back to green, so I was going to talk more to you, but that's all right.
Well,
We'll
talk to me
you
later.
Yep. All right. Good luck. You're forgetting how short these pace laps are, but that is okay. As the pace truck pulls off, and Brandon Moore will lead them to green. Nope, I do believe they waved it off for some odd reason. I don't know. Pace car will come back around.
Well, let's try it again.
Yes, we're going to try it again. Where is the whole outside lane? Green flag is out. Philip Bridgman, Zach Deuscher, teammates. Jacob Carter, Brandon Moore, teammates.
Well, they are affiliated. I don't know if we'll call them teammates.
Oh, okay. My
Man,
bad.
what a great run Philip Bridgman is getting off this high lane. Maybe he would be able to clear Brandon Moore eventually.
Great battle up here in the front. They are still side by side. Will you see Jacob Carter gets a better run through the turn than Brandon Moore, but he is doing the best that he can.
Jacob had to lay off a little bit. He was about to get in there in that inside quarter panel and turn him.
Oh yeah. You see Brandon slipping up there. Oh, the bobble. Oh, man.
Oh!
Zach Deuscher with the hit to Carter.
Well, they were just really close, tight-knit racing, you know, like contact was going to get made eventually. Just a matter of time before it was to occur.
Very unfortunate, poor Jacob. As we see here,
I just think it's a lot of overreaction to initially what we saw.
oof.
Ooh, poor Dion. That's who I feel sorry for.
So that looked like Carter was just trying to arc his turn going into one.
Yeah, he wanted a bit wider entry. Deutscher, he was, you know, in his lane respectfully, I guess if you want to say, but, yep. You eventually will run on a racetrack, and there is your fellow competitor. So, fourth caution. I figured that restart might be pretty hairy. Now, if I'm Philip Bridgman, do I want to restart on that outside or that inside lane? If I'm Philip, and if it's me, I would want to restart on that outside lane. Just of how good of a run everybody has been getting on that outside lane all night. But that's just me.
You should be the lucky dog now.
Yes, Randy is the only one lap down at the moment, so
So yes, Randy should be now the lucky dog.
eventually. Once iRacing acknowledges, and he is so. But I guess not. Well then.
Unless they went to Justin. That's probably what he was talking about. They probably gave it to Justin.
Oh, okay.
See here, Philip Bridgman sticks to the outside.
Wow. So he took my advice. I guess he heard me from him.
Richard Johns, P5.
After being a lap down at one point this race. Great comeback run for Richard. Look at Philip really working that outside lane. Is he going to be able to stick it around Brandon Moore? Zach Deutscher trying to follow suit with his teammate in that outside lane. Brandon Moore is like, what is up with these black and... Oh my goodness! Brandon Moore hip checked the 88 and he literally stopped because he was like, didn't mean to do so. And that, man, we're just getting all sorts of, well, Randy, I believe you got your lap back that time.
If he got caught in it, then no, he wouldn't. But from my thing here, it doesn't look like he did.
Man, that is very, very unfortunate for that 88 machine. And here is a good chopper view of the situation.
That, I would say, a racing incident. I mean, they're both
oh
fighting
man,
for
Skyler.
the same, yeah. They're fighting for the same position. Nobody really...
Oh yes, racing incident, but you could see that Brandon totally got really, really stiff underneath the 88 on the exit and just walked the dog up into the 88. But like you said, it's a racing deal. It's going to happen in the closing laps of a race like this. And now the lead goes over to Zach Deutscher, someone who we thought wasn't going to be in a race-winning position at the end of this, and we have definitely been proven wrong, at least at this point of the race. Good onboard here by Skylar Sigston. We're going to get some slow-mo effect here.
Richard Johns made it through there too. So that'll put him P3.
Well, he was a bit higher up on the track as far as when the self cleaning did its job. Richard, like poor Brandon, he's trying to like slam on the brakes. He comes to a complete stop to where he doesn't get. Oh my goodness! And then Skyler hits that Armco just right. And I think Rongich got involved in it as
A
well.
little bit.
Poor Rongich, he's another that tried to have a good night tonight and just he got caught out being 2 laps down during the first caution, or my apologies, the second caution of the night, which came out during the green flag cycle of pit stops that we had.
Very upsetting
So-
to see Bridgman there in that situation.
But
Yes.
But now we got at least 2 drivers in the position of being able to go for a win here. As far as Richard Johns and Justin Steves, 2 guys that wasn't really up or near the top 5 all night, and now with 15 laps to go, they have a shot to get a good top 5 finish.
So Deusser will lead this field to green in the BNR Racing Network Toyota Tundra. Just like that, he goes. That's a hell of a jump. That will be on race control to determine that, but it is all right. Grader is right there. It seems like that outside lane does have a lot of grip, Will.
Well, it didn't take a long time for it to get rubbered in like the Xfinity race, though, Brian. That is for sure.
Magically, out of nowhere, Richard has found speed and gotten that car to turn, Will.
Yes,
Coming
that
with
truck to
the-
turn. Oh, almost turning too good, trying to keep it off the driver door of Deusser. 12 laps remaining here, just ticking off now. But it seems to have become a slight demolition derby towards the end of this. But what do you expect whenever it gets down to the nitty gritty? You can see Brandon Moore trying to make up spots. Oh, Randy with a problem. He had just got back on the lead lap.
Philip Bridgman moves into 4th place, Will.
Yeah, he's probably a little bit ornery after what happened just a few moments ago. Brandon Moore, he went from having this race in the bag to it exploding or coming all undone, unraveling here in the closing stages. Oof, what a move there by Justin to slide up in front of the 38, and Brandon, oh, very loose on the entry. Really fired it down in there, really sent it, tried to do a crossover.
There's the caution,
on-
Will.
Yes,
Poor
there is a
Dion.
caution.
Poor Dion, man.
Oh. No, it just came right around on him, just looped it. Well, not quite looped it.
Well, this is going to spice some things up here now. Philip now gotten back to the front. Does
Yeah, he
Richard
got back
John?
to 3rd.
Yep, I was just about to say, does Richard Johns come in, take some freshies? Bridgman already has a nice fresh pair of Goodyears on that, so could
Well,
Bridgman pull something out?
Curious to see what lane Raider picks here on this restart, and with there only being 7 competitors on the lead lap, Joe Stite looks to get the wave around here, so if everything finishes like it does now, he will get a good solid top 10 finish hard fought top 10 finish.
Yes, indeed. I agree with
So,
you. Zach Deuscher is going to give that spot up to Bridgman and let Philip Bridgman become in P2.
wow. Surprising.
Zach probably wanted to come in, get some fresh Goodyear, so he gave his teammate P2. Deuscher knows that, alright, I'm not running for nothing, so I'll just give the spot up and give it to someone who's running for something, but he knows Philip's back on a mission, so, you know, that will be that. So, Deuscher can get back up there, Will, you know that. He's a very strong, fierceful competitor out there, so he's still on the lead lap, so he'll come up there and be P7. So, let's see, all these guys on the lead lap gotta pass everybody who is laps down. Rough night for Sixting, a rough night for Wrongitch. Not what they needed. A very rough night for Dion there.
So I guess this will be our first attempt at a green white check.
Yes, sir.
You didn't know what?
I didn't have my little handy dandy track map here, Brett. That's alright. Philip Bridgman outside. Can Philip Bridgman get it going? We'll be with 2 to go. Like I said, Philip Bridgman is the next one on Freshies.
Well, if you can keep this outside going pretty good, pretty strong. White flag about to be in the air. Nick Rader and Philip Bridgman here battling for the win. Brandon Moore coming up super quick. But it may just be between these two. Philip Bridgman on that high side trying to wrap it around. Not quite. Gets in the wall. Nick Rader wins here tonight in the BNR Truck Series at North Wilkesboro. Really exciting, compelling finish. Philip almost got it, but just didn't quite have enough there on that final restart to wind it up.
Something happened in the back to Mr. Richard Jones. Oh no, he just got loose.
Oh,
Oh, and Deuscher spins Carter. Oh, that was netcode. There's some netcode involved in that one.
was that the checkered flag lap or what?
Yes. No, that was white flag coming to the checker. So Raider punched his ticket to the final 4. And that's where he would sit. Right there. There is also 3 more races left. So Raider punches that ticket. Put him there. Where is Bridgman and Brandon? Alright, I guess we'll talk to Mr. Raider. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Nick. Got pretty hectic there towards the end there, didn't it?
Oh, it sure did.
Just tell us about your overall race here this evening. Looked like it was pretty intense at a couple of times. You won from the pole, so that's also a bonus. Just explain how everything was handling for the most part there, Nick.
Yeah, truck handled good. It was actually a lot of fun out there racing. That pit strategy is just wild. I mean, Brandon's on this wild pit strategy, and I got trapped a lap down, and luckily I was catching him and got my lap back, and then had to drive back up through the field and got a couple lucky cautions to keep me up there, and then got that new set of tires with like 25, 30 to go it was, and with that late race caution there, I didn't want to see that at all. I had a pretty good dialed in after that restart. I don't know what happened with that. He just flew past me, and then I guess he let me back by or something. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good run. Got a win, and we're going to the final four.
Yeah, explain basically all of the pressure or all of the looking over the shoulderness, I guess, until you was for sure going to race for a championship. How's that burden off the shoulder?
It feels good. I mean, I got a pretty good points lead over like fourth, I think it was, or yeah, fourth, and just go in and every week do the same thing. I got a great group of guys with Zach and Ernie and AJ and all them guys that help out, and we work together so well, and it's a fun in and out, and we go in just trying to do our best and win what we can win. And me and Zach have done, I think we got 5 wins apiece, or I have 6 and he has 5 now. But we've had a good year, and it's been a lot of fun racing with the guys, and we've helped each other, and we've raced each other, and it's been a lot of fun.
Next week is Homestead, if I'm not mistaken.
Atlanta.
Oh, yes, that's right, Atlanta. Thank you for being on top of things. I got backwards there. So, Atlanta, the super speedway, modern day, they ruined a great race. Anyway, Atlanta, how important is your teammates going to be going into Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, we want to try to get Zach a win if we can, and do anything I can to help him or push him. I think we're running the New Atlanta. Or Brian, are we running the New Atlanta?
Yes, sir.
So it's basically like Talladega or Daytona. So just got to stay out of the big one and just kind of keep it together. And there's a lot of drafting, a lot of pushing. I haven't done a lot of racing on that new track, so I'm not real too sure about it. But we'll get some practice throughout the week, and we'll be ready for it.
Why didn't you pick the outside on this restart here at the end of the race?
I just didn't feel that I can get a good drive off with the older tires, and I mean they have to hit that line perfect to get that drive off the corner, and if I just kind of run them up a little bit, they can't get that drive off. So I felt more comfortable on the inside and with the tires. If I had new tires, probably would have took the outside, but with the tires I had, I felt more comfortable staying on that line and knowing that if he's going to pass me, he's going to do it on the outside.
Right on. Any more shout-outs or anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race this evening?
No, just thank you guys for everything. Excited to be in the Final Four, and my teammates, Zach and Ernie and AJ and all them guys that we work in and out every week, and should be fun. We're going to go get Zach a win for Atlanta.
Well, congratulations, Nick. Well-deserved. You won it from the pole here tonight, so after a hard and fought different strategies going on with everybody, so congratulations indeed, Nick.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys very much, and appreciate it.
No problem, bud. That will be that. Oh, I gotta... Philip Bridgman. I'll have to work on that later. Philip Bridgman, you got us.
Yeah, I got ya.
How's it going?
I'm pretty good. What about you?
We're doing pretty good. Go ahead, Will.
Well, just didn't quite have the umph on that outside on that late race restart, Phil.
Hey, yeah, I was really trying. I was pushing it as much as I could, and I gave it just a little too much on that last corner, and I got a little bit of a wobble, and into the wall she went.
Um, did you see yourself at the beginning of this race contending for a win, Phil?
I honestly had no idea. I was the slowest in practice. I was pretty slow in qualifying. I felt like I was slow like almost the whole time, and then like I just started getting speed out of nowhere, and it was just pretty shocking.
How is your truck handling on those green flag runs we had?
I was handling like really good. It would definitely get tight in the corners and loose on the exit. It just if you throttled it right, it felt like a dream, I guess.
Well, next week is Atlanta, Phil. You have a win at that track in a different league, and how could you? Is there anything you could transfer over from that previous victory to next week to maybe help at all, or no?
There's good possibilities. Atlanta's a great track. As long as I can avoid the carnage and
If I
whatnot,
do, was
everything will be
covered.
all right.
You had a lot of cheering for you in the booth, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
That was a good fault towards the end, though, by you. It was very good. You and Deutscher had everything pretty much going good for you guys out there, and then that little slip up from Brandon, racing incident, nothing too wrong with that. It was just you guys were fighting for the same position as we called it, but we say what we say. Race control is there for a reason, so they'll go ahead and readjust that one. So P2, it's always good to hear you up here. Always good to see you being a strong, fierceful competitor to these guys. Remember, 2 more races, and then we hit the final 4. I do believe you did move up quite a few spots, so that's very good for you. So, in case if you got to point your way in, but hopefully you can bring her home in victory lane next week. That would always be great, you and Zach. You like I said, you've done it over on the other side, and hopefully you can do it here. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, you got anything else? Oh, okay. That's that. Well, Mr. Phillip, why don't you go ahead and give those awesome shout-outs you have, and we'll get you on your way.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Nick Rader. He was quite the racer there. Like we were long battle. That was amazing. Zach, of course, the teammate. He's a savage as well. And yeah, you guys for putting it on. You guys run the whole show, and glad to be a part of it.
Yes, sir. We show you the love. We show everybody the love. Awesome job, Phillip. Hopefully you see you go out there and kick some butt next week at Atlanta. So that'll be a good one to watch you do. So every little point counts from here on out, sir. Awesome job there, Chief.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get you back up there. They need you, so I'll chit-chat you in a bit.
Oh yeah.
And Zach.
And last but not least, sorry, Brandon, did not mean to cut you off.
Fine.
Yeah. Wow. That's all I'm saying.
That was fun.
Yes. Absolutely. You were on rails when you were in the front. Then all those little shakeups happened towards the end, sir. Just give the overall performance of your race and how you think everybody done, and the last few laps closing in, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun, short track experience. A lot of hard racing. I was hoping, it'd just stay green for what was going on. I was real close on making it on one stop before we had that first caution, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was hoping was going to happen. Then I got loose, and then Zach was under me, and that killed that strategy. And then and then me and Phil was racing tight, and then I got tight, and I got into his corner. Try to keep off him. It was, that put us back, and then yeah, it's just good hard racing, good short track
Oh
racing.
yeah.
I thought, brother Phil had it there for a minute.
So did I. So did I.
He done so good off of two. He done so good, and I was like, if he can just hold it, and get that run on exit, I
Three and
thought he
four
had a shot.
exactly. Oh yeah. He would have. I guess the thing was he couldn't hammer it
He
down like
gave
he
too
wanted to.
much. Yeah, he gave too much up on entry in the middle
Mm-hmm.
in 3 and 4, and then he tried to make it back up on the exit, and then he got loose
Yes.
trying to make it up.
Oh yeah. Yes, he did. But you
But yeah,
guys
it's
end up.
fun.
Oh yeah, you guys end up rebounding back towards the front. So, which is always a good thing. Yeah, we always like to see that. We like to see everybody do good. Some others, not too much. I'm sure they're a little frustrated, but hey, that happens. Short track, correct,
I
as
mean,
we
it's
say,
it's a
Brandon.
short track. We're
Mm-hmm.
we're running around. A lot of the race we're on super old tires.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot, it's slick.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, it's just a recipe for something to go wrong. Is what it
Yes.
is.
Next week we head to Atlanta Super Speedway. Sorry, Atlanta Speedway, shall we say?
Yep.
Um. So, well, what's going to be your take there? Are you going to stay at the back and avoid all the chaos?
I'm
If
gonna hang
if
out. I'm probably gonna hang out in the back.
I was going to say, if there is any, that is for sure. Okay, well, you answered that one. You answered that one. You're going to hang out in the back. Well, besides that, what would also be your strategy going into Atlanta, the new Atlanta?
Keep the nose clean, obviously. Not push it in situations you don't need to push it. Watch the other cars. Watch what everybody's doing. That's going to be a big part of it. If you see people making unwise decisions, you might want to get out of that situation and just being smart. Because
Oh yeah.
it's going to be a long race. There's going to be wrecks. There's going to be a lot of people out of the race.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm guessing. I'd say we'll drop at least 5 or 6 cars if I had to guess.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
but yeah, you just gotta play it smart. At places like that, it's it's just different than any track that we go to.
Yeah, and especially it's only a mile and a half too, so it's like a mile and a half super
Right,
speedway type of deal. So
right.
a lot shorter than your Daytona and Talladega. So it's
Yeah,
just
it's the pygmy of the super
mm-hmm.
speedway.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. I hope they don't do that to Texas. I hope not. But well, I guess we'll
Yeah,
just have to wait and find out. But
they
anyway,
just need
B.
to take that place
Mm-hmm.
like I think Junior said, just level it out.
Yeah, I
Who
agree.
said that? Who said they just need to take a bulldozer to? I think it was Junior. I could be
No,
wrong.
no, that was Kyle Larson.
That was Larson. That's
He
what we
said they
need to
just
do.
need to take a bulldozer and do it all over again. I do
Make a short
believe.
track out there.
Mm-hmm.
That'd
Well,
be cool.
anyway, congratulations on P3. You rebounded really daggone good. Carter got a little beaten and banged up. I'm sure he's a little.
Yeah,
Uh,
he got in a little skirmish back there. I'm guessing I didn't
yes,
get
he
to
did.
see any of it, but from the sounds of what he had to fix on pit road, it wasn't pretty.
Well, anyway, Mr. Brandon, why don't you go ahead and give your thorough rundown of everything and you know what to do towards the end.
All right, sounds good. Just want to thank all the spectators who come out and watched this, and hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank all the drivers. Everybody did a great job. Good fun short track racing, and of course, always want to thank Mr. Hunt here for always putting on a good show for everybody. Good broadcaster, and that's all she wrote.
All right, buddy. Awesome job. I'm going to get you back up there because I do believe they have some things to look at. So, awesome
All right,
job. Good to see you rebound and just keep pushing for those points to get you into the Final Four.
all right, sounds good. Appreciate you, Brian.
No problem, bud. Well, anyway, that will do it. live here from the BNR Racing Network. The points should be updated. Oh. From what they gained tonight, yes, indeed. I do believe that is them. So what they gained and where they're at. So good job by everybody. I want to thank myself and Will, those who came out, who supported us, and we brought a good show on for you. I want to thank y'all for coming out. We will see you, I believe, Friday night for the SRU. No, sorry, Thursday maybe. Thursday for the BNR. Thursday BNR, Friday SRU. Saturday we will not be here, a family event. So I thank y'all for coming out, and until then,